Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to episode number 53 of the Houston Astros franchise here on MLB The Show 20. Astros got a couple of games today, starting off with another edition of the Battle of Texas in Arlington. So if you're excited for this one, make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content as we continue on to 150 subscribers. Let's try to get this by the end of the month, shall we? On the mound for Texas will be Kyle Gibson. He's had 3 starts this year. Hasn't had the best start to his season. 4.86 ERA, it's just 16 2/3 innings. And he will start off his day against Jose Altuve, who hasn't had the best start either, only hitting 236. But still in this leadoff position. Coach Kreese obviously has some faith in him. And on this 1-1 count, he's going to ground this one to Apostle, who makes a phenomenal diving catch in order to stop the ball and get it over to first. Nice glove by Sherman Apostle. As we take a look at the lineups for both squads, Rangers, Peter Santos, Ben Zobrist, Willie Calhoun, Gallo, Crone, Odor, Apostle, Chirinos. And then the 9-hole is Alex McKenna, the guy that took us in that Rule 5 draft. Houston Astros, a lot of the same guys. You won't see Bregman today getting the day off. Jack Mayfield will be instead at third base. That's going to take us up to Michael Brantley, who's had a phenomenal start to his season, hitting 385. And then on a 3-1 count, he's going to draw the walk on the inside fastball. So that'll put the first runner on base today. And then Yordan Alvarez up next, though, will erase it with a 4-6-3 double play to end the first inning. How about bottom one? Josh James on the mound. We saw him last episode. We're going to see him again. Had a very solid start, 293. Had a very good outing last time as well. Looking to do that again in Arlington, starting off with Peter Santos, hitting 250 on the season. 1-1 count from James, and Santos is going to drop this one to right field, but Canna out there in right records the first out of the bottom half. Ben Zobrist up next, 2-2 to him. He pops this one up this time into shallow left center, and it will be another out. So 2 down to start the day. Willie Calhoun up next, full count to him. Swings and misses on a pitch in the dirt. Stubbs will record the out at first base to end the first inning. Bottom 2 now, going right back to the Astros. George Springer at the dish. He's going to draw the walk on the 3-1 count. Put the leadoff man on board. Mark Canna up next, 1-1 to him. And a beautiful stab over that first base by Crone. Somehow didn't get the double play. So, runner still on first, 1 out for Carlos Correa, who swings through a slider as his horrid start to the season continues. 2 outs now for Yuli Gurriel, and he takes a curveball and drills this one into the gap in left center. That ball is going to get down all the way to the fence. Runner's going to come all the way from first. George Springer will get to the plate, and Gurriel opens the first run of the day on an RBI double. So now Jack Mayfield up next, 1-0 to him, and another phenomenal play by Crone over there first. Might have saved another run. Let's go bottom 3 now, where Sherman Apostle will come to the dish. He's hitting 300 as the Rangers' top prospect, up to a nice start. Full count to him, but he swings through the 98 fastball on the corner. Beautiful pitch by James to record his first out of the inning. That's going to take us to the ex-Astro Robinson Chirinos, and he gets good wood on this one, deep to left field, and it actually clears the wall, hits the top of the wall, and is out of here. Robinson Chirinos with a solo shot, his 3rd homer of the season, and the ex-Astro catcher ties this one up at 1 apiece. So a quick start, 3:45 to left, and it is all tied up at 1-1 here in Arlington. Next batter, Alex McKenna, 3-2 to him, and he's going to get caught on the corner with a 99 fastball. James locating that pitch on the corner well. And then 2-2 to Santos. He gets around on the 99 heater, but pops it up in the shallow left where Correa makes the grab. Let's go bottom 4, continue with these Rangers. Ben Zobrist at the plate. He dribbles this one to James, who records the first out over at first. Willie Calhoun up next. First pitch out Calhoun. He's going to swing and miss on the changeup in the dirt. And Calhoun thinks he pulled something in the old groin region. Not sure what it is, but Willie Calhoun will come out of the game. And they're going to send in Nick Solak to be his pinch hitter. And he will also stay out in left field for the rest of this game. But full count to Solak. He gets a pop-up from the fastball into shallow right center, and it gets down. So Solak will get down, but he's actually going to try to take 2. I don't know why. And he gets thrown out with ease at second base. So Solak comes into the game, gets a little over-aggressive, and records the second out. And then on 3-0 pitch, James can't locate it on the corner, so Joey Gallo will walk to first. Put a runner on with 2 outs for C.J. Cron. Pitch gets away from Stubbs in the dirt on the first one. And now Gallo is into scoring position. Full count now Cron, and he's going to draw the walk. Didn't bite on that changeup. And we got runners on first and second, 2 outs for Rudnett Odor. And the pitch is in the dirt again, gets away from Stubbs, and the runners will advance once more. So now runners on second and third with 2 outs. James losing his command as that pitch is also in the dirt. Thankfully, Stubbs blocks this one and throws Odor out at first to end the half inning. Bottom 5 now, Sherten Apostle up at the dish first, and he's going to ground this one to the shortstop Correa, who gets a nice backhanded glove, but can't throw him out at first as Apostle has an infield single. Chirino's up next to the full count. He dribbled this one down the line. James hustles and gets to it and gets him out at first base. So a nice play by James to record out number 1, but that'll be it for James. And in comes Alex Reyes out of the pen, making his team-high 10th appearance out of the bullpen with a 3.21 ERA. His first batter will be Alex McKenna, 2-2 to him, and he lines this one over the glove of Gurriel in right field. Runner didn't get a good jump, so he will stay at third base to put runners on the corners. 1 out for Pito Santos, 2-0 to him, and is down the line past the third base bag, and that'll be an RBI as runner actually goes from first to third as well. So now Rangers lead 2-1. Runner still on the corner for 1 out, but Zobrist grounds it back to the pitcher, and that records the double play. So the Rangers get 1 in the bottom of the 5th. We'll have to see if the Astros can counter, as they're at the top of the order to start the top of the 6th. And Altuve gets a nice pitch to hit, slider to left field, and it's up against the wall. So Altuve on board to start the day, or start the inning, however, and with a leadoff double. That'll make Michael Brantley up next, and he has a 3-0 count and gets the green light. Why not? But the way he's been hitting this year, and he gets a hit out of it. So that puts runners on the corners with no outs for Yordan Alvarez. 0-1 count, drills this one to left field. It's caught, but that'll be enough for Altuve to tag up and score. And we're tied up once more, this time at 2 apiece. Springer up next, 1-0 to him, lines it right at Odor. Nice reflexes to record the second out. And then Mark Canha with a 2-0 pitch gets another slider he can drill, but this time it's also right at Solak in left field. That'll end that half of the inning. Colby Allard will come into the game here in the top of the 7th. He's making his 9th appearance of the season. We've seen him a couple of times this year. Haven't had the best of luck against Allard, but Correa is going to start it off. And he's going to take a 1-1 pitch, dribble the curveball to Apostle, and that'll be a quick out number 1. Yuli up next. First pitch to him as well. He gets a cutter, turns on it, but does it have enough? No, it doesn't. As Solak records out number 2. That's going to bring Jack Mayfield to the dish. 1-2 to Mayfield. He gets a cutter, and this one's blooped into center field. Will get down. So a 2-out base runner for Houston. And they're going to pinch hit for Stubbs. Alex Bregman comes out of the dugout with a bat in his helmet to pinch hit. 2-2 to Bregman, and he gets a curveball deep left center off the bench and out of here. Bregman, 2-run shot to left field, breaks this tie with a pinch hit homer. 4th home run of the season, 422 feet, and Alex Bregman with 1 swing of the bat, his first swing of the day, takes it deep to left field. Astros now up 4-2. That also means we're back at the top of the order, and Altuve gets a high fastball and is deep into right center, but is tracked down by McKenna. Bregman would stay in the game. He will go into third base, and then Maldonado will go behind the plate. But Zachary McAllister is out here for the Rangers in the top of the 9th. Correa is leading off 3-2 to him, and he gets a fastball deep into the left center gap. McKenna does get to this one. Beautiful range by the young center fielder to record the first out. Gurriel up next, 2-1 to him, and he gets a nice curveball to hit. It's also deep to left center, and it's also off the wall, shades of what Altuve did a couple of innings ago. And we have a 1-out double on our hands, 2nd double of the day for Gurriel. Maldonado's up next. His first bat of the day is a 2-0. He also takes a curveball deep into the outfield, but this time McKenna will record this one. So 2 outs, runner on second. That's going to bring us to Alex Bregman. 2-2 to Bregman. He takes a curveball, another high curveball, deep to left field, and it's gone into the second deck. Number 2 on the day for number 2 Bregman. His 5th of the season, goes 422 feet. Alex Bregman, 2 at-bats today, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Alex Bregman, have yourself a day off the bench. 2 outs now for Altuve. He takes a cutter into the outfield on the dribbler into left field. Astros have opened this one up. It's now 6-2 in the final frame. Brantley up next, 2-2 to him. He gets jammed on the inside. The fastball, that ball's popped up. Apostle makes the grab. But this game is over, ladies and gentlemen. The Astros do win 6-2 in 9 innings. Presley, as you can see, came in for relief. As nice win here in Texas as the Astros pick it up 6-2. 6 runs on 10 hits. Will Smith. What am I thinking? Not the actor. Joe Smith gets win. Alex Bregman obviously gets player of the game thanks to his 2 two-run shots. So that's the first of 3 here in Arlington. Game number 2 also goes the way of the Astros. We'll get there in a second as you can take a look at the trade. Brewers acquire Jesus Aguilar from the Twins for Keon Broxton. And here's Astros taking game 2 2-1 thanks to a run in the 9th inning. Gurriel had another RBI in this one. He's been swinging a hot bat recently. And it was Armenteros on the mound who had a solid day for Houston. Game number 3 of the series, the Astros pick up the sweep 8-7 thanks to another late inning rally. As you saw, Mark Canha had 2 home runs in this game. Rangers had 3 long balls of their own, but it was the Astros holding on to win in this one as Osuna closes the door. That'll take us, after we sleep Arlington, back home in Houston, so stay in the state, however, to face the Toronto Blue Jays, as both teams come into this one with identical records, 11-10. It'll be Justin Verlander on the mound for Houston. He's had another phenomenal start. We also saw him last episode. So good to take a look at the same pitchers in this one, see if they can continue that good pitching. Hence the title of the episode. Hyun-Jin Ryu will be on the mound for the Blue Jays. I love his number 99. 2.45 ERA, a solid pitcher for Toronto. Take a look at the lineups. Astros, a little different. Reddick, Smoke, and Maldonado will get the starts, as well as Avisel Garcia. Blue Jays have a couple of solid young players, Bo Bichette, Kevin Biggio coming into their own. And don't forget about Vlad Jr. hitting in the 3 spot at third base. But it'll be center fielder Chris Owings leading off for Toronto in this one. 2-2 count to him. He gets caught looking at the slider. Didn't pull the trigger, but it didn't matter as he sits down. Joe Panik up next, 0-1 to him. He's popped this one up into center field, and Springer recorded the second outs of the game. That'll take us to Vlad Guerrero Jr. 0-1 count to him, and he's going to shoot one to the second baseman Altuve, who records the final out of the first. Let's go bottom 1, shall we? Starting off with Jose Altuve, 0-1 to him. Gets a nice changeup, popped up into left field, however, and just enough room for the first out. Avisel Garcia up next, 2-0 to Garcia. Takes a fastball the other way into right field. It's going to get down, so 1 runner on as Garcia gets a hit. Yordan Alvarez up next. He's going to walk on the full count. So now, just like that, runners on first and second for Houston. Here's Alex Bregman. He can't do anything with the high fastball. Not going to take another pitcher yard. Carlos Correa up next, 3-2 to him, and he lines this one over the glove of the second baseman. Runners were going, and that's going to pay dividends as both runners come home, and the Astros take a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. George Springer up next, 1-1 to him. He shoots it up the middle. Will be recorded, though. Shortstop takes care of that one. Let's go top 2 now, see if the Blue Jays have an answer. Teoscar Hernandez sure doesn't, as he strikes out on the slider. Bo Bichette up next. Had a nice solid start to his season. He gets sawed off. Watch out, Verlander. But that's out number 2. Next up, Matt Adams. Full count to him. And he's swinging and missing on the fastball. So Verlander wheeling and dealing to start off this game. How about we stay with him? Top 4, Joe Panik. He bloops this one to right field. But Altuve has the glove to record the first out. Vlad Guerrero Jr. up next. 3-1 to him. He draws the walk. So Verlander puts his first base runner on in the top of the 4th. Teoscar Hernandez, though, he'll erase that one. 6-4-3 double play, and Verlander is cooking in the early going. Let's go to Houston, however, as they have not had much luck with the bats ever since that first inning. Altuve is 0 for 2 on the day, and he's first pitched bunting, and he gets a nice solid bunt down. Rio can't get to it in time, and Altuve's safe at first, so a leadoff bunt for Houston. And then Garcia is going to look at a changeup on the corner. He doesn't like the call. Very borderline, but I think the umpire is right. Alvarez gets caught swinging on the high fastball, so a quick 2 outs for Houston. Brings up Alex Bregman, and he chops a fastball to the third baseman, Guerrero, who records the out. So Astros haven't been hitting that very good since the first inning. Let's go top 7, though. No runs still on the board for Toronto. I guess it doesn't matter when you have Verlander on the mound. 2-2 to him. He strikes out Guerrero Jr. So Verlander doesn't need that much run support. So he gets to strikeout number 6 here in the 7th. Still going strong. Teoscar Hernandez pop up right field. Easy play over there. And Reddick gets out number 2. Bo Bichette up next, 1-2 to him. And he dribbles this one to Smoke at first. Throws it over to Verlander. And Verlander goes 7 strong innings here at home. Nice solid outing. He finally gets taken out in the 8th. And his Brad Hand coming into this one, signed in the offseason out of Kansas City. Hasn't had the best start to his career as a Houston Astro, but this will help. Strikeout of Matt Adams to start the 8th inning. To take a look at Verlander's line, 2 hits given up in 7 innings pitched. Very dominant performance. Brad Hand gets the next batter to fly out into left field for 2 outs here in the 8th. And that'll bring up Kevin Biggio swinging out from the left side, and he grounds out into the shift to end the 8th. How about we go 9 now? Roberto Osuna with a chance to collect save number 7. He's been pretty academic so far this year. 6 for 6 on his opportunities. Starts off with a walk, walks the 9 batter, Garrett Hampson. Not something you want to do off the bench, as that puts the top of the order, but he does get Chris Owings to strike out on the high fastball. Next up, Joe Panic. He dribbles this one to Smoke. This could be a double play. 3-6-1 it is, and Houston wins game number 1 here against the Toronto Blue Jays 2-0 as they blank them. As dominant pitching across the board gets Houston the win. Only 2 hits given up in this game. Very strong performance. Astros only had 4, but that's all they needed. Player of the game goes to Verlander. He definitely deserved it. 7 innings pitched, only 2 hits, 6 strikeouts, and it was Correa's 2 RBI base hit in the first that gets it done. Game 2, the Astros had to come from behind, but another 9th inning rally gets them the win 3-2, as it looks like it was Yuli Gurriel who had, no, it was Carlos Correa who had the game-winning hit. Hopefully this starts to break him out of his slump. And then game number 3, we win 12-5. No 9th inning heroics here, as no 9th inning heroics were needed. Correa goes deep again, so Carlos starting to get out of that slump. That's something we love to see, as we've won 6 straight ball games, going into a 4-game homestand against the Twins, and our first meeting of the season against the World Series champion Athletics. A 2-game series in Oakland. Cannot wait for that one. That's going to be next episode. We'll see Rogelio Armenteros to start it off against Minnesota. If you're excited for that episode, make sure you drop a like and subscribe down below so you don't miss it. Especially also if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.